So this video is going to solve one numerical example in spring system. So one spring system is connected in series. The combination of three springs. Both ends are fixed. The displacement are measured in x direction. So this is K1, K2 and K3. Here one force is applied as capital P. The given data of the problem is K1 is equal to 100 Newton per mm, K2 200 Newton per mm, K3 100 Newton per mm. Let the force P is equal to 500 Newton. The force capital P 500 Newton. So what are the parameters we are going to calculate? First we are going to assemble the global stiffness matrix. Global stiffness matrix. Second one, the displacements of nodes 2 and 3. So why we are interested in the nodes 2 and 3? Here it is node 1, this is 2, this is 3, and at the last is 4. Because the fixed end, the node 1 and 4 are attached with the fixed ends. So only possible displacements can be calculated at node 2 and 3. Third one, the reaction forces. The reaction forces, where we can get the reaction forces? When there is a restraint, there will be a resistant force. So the reaction forces are available at 1 and 4 nodes. Finally, the force in the spring 2. The force in the spring 2. So let us discuss the procedure. The first one, we are going to assemble the global stiffness matrix. 3 springs are attached in series. So let us formulate the element stiffness matrix. Element stiffness matrix. K1 is for the first element, K2 is for second element, K3 is for third element. So element stiffness matrix. So K1 is already we have studied the element stiffness matrix, K1 minus K1 minus K1 and K1. So here we have the values of K1, that is 100 minus 100 minus 100 and 100. Similarly, we can formulate for K2. K2 is K2, the value of K2 is the matrix form of K2 minus K2, K2 minus K2 minus K2 and K2. So the value of K2 is 200 minus 200 minus 200 and 200. So let us write the connectivity. The element number 1 is connected with U1, U2 displacement. U1, U2. Here K2 is connected with 2 and 3. That is U2, U3, U2, U3. So the next one, K3. Similarly, 100, minus 100, minus 100, 100. So the connectivity of third element between 3 and 4. So U3, U4, U3, U4. So let us assemble the element stiffness matrix into the overall global stiffness matrix. For that, we have to write U1, U2, U3, U4 in row wise. In column wise, U1, U2, U3 and U4. So where the value U1 comes in the first matrix. There is no other matrix having U1 value. So it is 100. Then U2, U1 is minus 100. U3, U1 there is no connection. U4, U1 there is no connection. Then U1, U2. So in the first matrix we get the intersection of U1 column and U2 row. So it is minus 100. So here you will get U2 in two matrices. First one, the U2 is 100 here. The next element is here U2. That is U2, U3. So U2 here 200 is also available. So we have to sum up both the values. So 100 plus 200. 100 plus 200. Next one U3 and U2. So this is the value minus 200. There is no connection between U4 and U2. So next there is no connection between U1 and U3. So 0. U2 and U3 there will be a value available, that is minus 200. U3 and U3 is also available, that is 200. And U4 and U3 is minus 100. So U3 there will be another value, I think U3 200 is here. In the K3 element U3 100 is here. So we have to add 200 plus 100. 200 plus 100. So there is no connection between U1 and U4, U2 and U4. U3, U4 is available. U3, U4 is minus 100. U4 is plus 100. So this is the global stiffness matrix. This is the global stiffness matrix. So let us consolidate the values. Capital K is equal to 100 minus 100, 0, 0, minus 100, 300, minus 200, 0, 0, minus 200, 300, minus 100, here minus 100, here plus 100. So we can diagonally arrange the matrix here. If you diagonally arrange K1 matrix, this is K1. If you diagonally arrange K3 matrix, this is K3. Only the difference is when it combines with the other system of spring, the K value should be added. So here 200 plus 100, here 200 plus 100. This minus 200 is from K2 element. So this is the overall stiffness matrix. So now to find, so first thing we found the global stiffness matrix. Next thing we have to find the displacement at node 2 and 3. Why node 2 and 3? There is no displacement in node 1 and 4, that is to 0, and U4 equal to 0. So this is we can keep as a boundary condition. The equilibrium equation we should use K is equal to, that is Ku is equal to F. Ku is equal to F. This is the equilibrium equation. So we have the overall global stiffness matrix. So 100 minus 100, minus 100, 300, 0, 0, minus 200, 0, 300, minus 100, minus 100, 100, So minus 200, 0, 0, 0. So this is the global stiffness matrix. So the displacement is from U1 to U4. So the displacement is always should represent in vector format. The stiffness matrix should be in the scalar format. Then the force vector also changing depending upon the problem. So we can write F1 is the force in the first node. If you see the problem in node 2, there is no force. Here we can take F1 as the resisting force or reaction force at node 1. At F4 is also there is a reaction force. But at node 2, if the unless otherwise a load is specified here, the force is taken as 0. At node 3, the P value is available. P is available as the load. So at node 2, 0, node 3, capital P, and let it be F4 at node 4. So using the boundary condition U1 equal to 0, U4 equal to 0, let us strike out the corresponding rows and columns. So U1 is the displacement at node 1. So hence we can strike out the first row of the matrix and the first column of the matrix due to the 0 displacement at node 1. Similarly, you get displacement 0 at node 4. So you can strike the fourth row and fourth column in this matrix. You can strike the fourth row and fourth column. So the remaining values are 300, minus 200, minus 200, 300. So this is the simplification process depending upon the boundary conditions. Only the displacement U2 and U3 is available with the available force of P. So I am keeping P as the in the letter form. Later we can substitute the value of P. So let us expand in the equation format from the matrix format to equation. So it is 300 U2 minus 200 U3 minus 200 U2 plus 300 U3, which is equal to 0. Second equation is P. So I am expanding this. I am expanding U2 with this first element, U3 with this second element. So 300 U2 minus 200 U3 equal to 0. The next equation minus 200 U2 plus 300 U3 equal to P. So this is the equation. So now you can take this is equation 1, 2. So if you want to cancel any one of the value, multiply the first equation with the 2, second equation with the 3. So it is 600 U2 minus 400 U3 equal to 0 minus 600 U2 plus 900 U3 equal to P. So we can cancel this term. So 500 U3 equal to P. U3 equal to so you have to multiply with 3, no? So it is 3P. So 3P by 500. So if you substitute the value of P here, that is 3 into 500 by 500, the displacement is 3 m1. You substitute the value of U3 in the first equation, 300 U2 minus 200 into 3P by 500. So 300 3P by 500, is it correct? U2 equal to U2, so this is equal to 0. So U2 equal to 200 into 3P by 500 divided by 300. So which is (2p by 500). If you substitute 2 into 500 by 500, so it is 2 mm. U2 is 2 mm. So in matrix format, U2 U3 vector is 2 3 mm. That is the displacement at node 2 and 3. So this is the second subdivision of the problem. Next one, the third subdivision, that is the reaction force at 1 and 4. At 1 and 4. So you take the first row of the stiffness equation, the first row of the global stiffness equation, that is 100 U1 minus 100 U2 is equal to F1. You have the value of U1 which is 0 because of the fixed condition. So minus 100 into U2 is 2. So F1 is equal to minus 200 Newton. The second one, reaction force at node 4. Reaction force at 4th node. First one is the node 1. At node 1 there is a reaction force. At node 4 minus U3 plus 100 U4. Minus 100 U3 plus 100 U4 is equal to F4. Here U4 is 0. So minus 100 into 3 is equal to F4. Minus 100 into 3 is equal to F4. So F4 is equal to minus 300 Newton. So this is the reaction force. That is resisting force at node 1 and 4. So this is the third subdivision of that problem. The fourth subdivision, the spring force in the element 2. The spring force in the element 2. So let us take the K2 matrix. 200 minus 200 minus 200 plus 200. U2 U3 which is equal to, the node number 2 is in between 2 and 3. The node number 2 is, element number 2 is in between 2 and 3. So I can write F2 and F3. F2 and F3. So let us expand this equation. 200 U2 minus 200 U3 equal to F2. So 200 into 2 minus 200 into 3, which is equal to 600 minus plus 400 minus 600 is minus 200 Newton. So this is the spring force at node 2. So in the same matrix, the next equation, minus 200 U2 plus 200 U3 equal to F3. So this is minus 200 into 2 plus 200 into 3 is positive 200 plus 200 Newton, which is F3. So why this is negative, why this is positive? If you take a spring system, so this force is assumed to be compression, the next end nodal point force is assumed tension, hence the same value but different in direction. So this is compression in nature, F3 is tension in nature. That's why it is minus and plus. So that's all, the problem is over. So this problem is to find the global stiffness matrix. Second one, the displacement value. Third one, the resisting force or reactions. Fourth one, the force in any of the spring element. Here it is asked to find the force in the element number 2. Okay, here with I am concluding the solution.